I was thinking about you last night, Drench, watching the game when we was talking about coaches overcoaching and doing too much. There was a stretch during the game, I want to say in the fourth quarter, where Houston had the lineup. They went Amin, Sengun, they went DFS, they went Tate, and I want to say Thompson. So Thompson, Sengun, DFS, they went Tate and Jabari, and it was working. They had Charlotte in the chokehold. They ended up going on like an 8-9-0 run. And I feel like I feel like Ime, he complicated it with bringing Kitten. Don't get me wrong. I think KD is your closer. I'm not going to argue that point. I definitely think KD is your closer, and he's here to close the game. But I think he could have stuck with that unit a little while longer and wore them down a little while, a little bit more, because I felt like with the defense, I felt like they had forced LaMelo into a bunch of tough shots where he ended up getting yanked. This was in the fourth quarter where he took 3 threes in a row and he ended up getting yanked on that good defense. I thought that they had some good gang rebounding opportunities, and I thought that Ime could have stuck with that unit for maybe a couple of more minutes, and I think that it would have alleviated some of the stress on KD, as opposed to bringing KD back during that stretch of the game. And now Charlotte ended up getting back in the game, and now KD had to save him. I think he could have stuck with that one unit for a little while longer.
Also, though, what's concerning for me about the Rockets here recently, I don't know why Swipe has his Rockets, but
I don't know why he got that.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing right now. But Jordan, the Rockets are struggling to score 100 points. Like,
yeah,
this is, I don't know how many games in a row now. I mean, we're at what, 105? And that's with Kevin Durant scoring 30, what do you have, like 35? Alfred Sengun had 13 points on 16 shots, by the way. This offense is bad, bro. This offense is not good. I wanted to try to just stay positive because they did, win or whatever, but like,
now to real talk, to your point is, the offense is bad. I think there's something that's been bad all year and it's going to continue to be bad all year. Now, as a coach, you just got to figure that shit out. You got to figure out like how to grind out games. Like, that's just bottom line. Like, in football, like with the Patriots, them niggas offense shit, but they figure out how to grind out defensive, on the defensive side of the ball.
Sure.
So, and the fact that you do have Kevin Durant, in the playoffs, the game is half court, and you have Kevin Durant in the half court. They got to lean on that. That's why I was saying that these KD fouls leaking and shit, it's going to do something for the Rockets, I think, in a good way. I think it's going to make them play harder. I think it's going to, it's like KD calling his guys out. What you going to do? You going to cry like a little girl because somebody called you a R word, or you going to man up and say, fuck it, I'm him. So, to your point, with them barely scoring that,
Jabari played good last night.
I think he did too.
Exactly.
I think he did.
And to my point, it's kind of like, I understand, your frustration. I had the same frustration with their offense, but at the end of the day, sometimes you got to take the punches and roll with it, embrace who you are. Don't overcoach it. Coach what you have. Don't coach what you think you have the potential to be, because that's when you fuck up.
And there's two things that I saw last night that we didn't have to overdo it, right? So I'm watching Sengun, and you guys know how I feel about Kalkbrenner, but Kalkbrenner was on Sengun, and they went to Sengun like 3 or 4 trips, and we got something to the point where Kalkbrenner had to come out of the game. On top of the defense that you were playing, then LaMelo Ball's got to come out of the game. And now they got to go with the kid with the afro, look like Allen Iverson. What is his name?
Trey Man,
that's him. Now they got to go with these dudes. And that's when Ime ended up switching up his lineup. I'm thinking, you don't have to switch your lineup. You can stick with this group. It's gonna keep working. And Sengun, right? And Sengun, the thing that I watch with him, Jordan, that makes him effective is when he goes quick. When he starts holding the basketball,
I've been saying that. I've been saying that.
And he's looking around. Because the thing that I was doing last night, I was paying attention to when he got the ball and he was surveying the floor. And I'm paying attention to how he's processing. And I don't think he knows well, that's the thing, Jordan. I don't think he knows what he wants to do, even when he gets the ball, as opposed to when he gets in and he goes quick, he already know what he wants to do. I think that's the most effective thing.
But chill. And I apologize for cutting you off. I just want to kind of pinpoint on what you mean with Sengun. And I know Mars pushed back on it when Mars said he don't think he's that good out of pick and roll. I think he doesn't do it enough. I think he does too much ISO and enough, and he just doesn't process the game as fast as you would like to. And I brought it up the last time when I talked about Jokic. The one thing Jokic don't give credit that people kind of, I won't say they won't give him credit for, but they kind of overthink what Jokic does. Jokic just makes the right play every time. He's not trying to look for an extra. He's not trying to get more. Jokic is going to get exactly what you give him. He's just going to take it. Boom, boom. Sengun is like, oh, he's open, but I'm going to try to go into this double to make him collapse a little bit more. And then now when you come back to it, steal. And it's like, brother, just pass the ball. And if you want it back, you're Sengun. Pass it, go screen. Now we can get you going downhill fast where he can catch the ball off 2 feet in the short roll and he start that spin move shit. I'm cool with that. That works for him. That seems to work for him because it's awkward. A defense can't prepare for awkward shit if it's on the move. But when he hold it, it's like, bro, you don't have the intangibles to do that. Like Jokic, by the way, too, can make up for that. Because what? Jokic is what, 7 foot, 7'1", some shit like that?
Well, he's 6'11", but real
damn, that's 7 foot.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? So he can make up for it with Sengun's like 6'9". You know what I mean? 16. Like, and you're not as big as Jokic. Like, that's the difference. And so,
or mobile neither. I know that sounds crazy.
Or as mobile, he don't move as well as Jokic do too as well. On the offensive
the touch.
Or the touch.
I would love to see because I mean Sengun's going to be a ball handler for this team. That's just kind of the makeup of the roster.
Yep.
I would love to see when Reed Shepherd is out there, some inverted pick and roll between those two. Number one, I think it'll give, puts the defense in a little bit of a pickle. And then you actually have some different archetypes of defenders guarding these two different players. The reason why a lot of the times, like, we had this problem in LA with LeBron and AD when people were like, why don't the Lakers run pick and roll with AD and LeBron? And it's because it got to a point to where LeBron's playing the 4, AD's playing the 5. The same kind of archetype of player that can guard AD can low-key, like, start to be able to guard LeBron. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, like, when Sengun and KD do their two-man action, sometimes it is great. You know what I'm saying? Because KD can take advantage of the 5. But to put Sengun in some more advantageous situations, if you do inverted pick and roll between him and Reed is somewhat, slipping out, he can make that little simple pass to the little slip or whatever if they do that. But he'll also just have an easier matchup if they do switch, and now there's some little point guard on him, and now he can be more effective that way. But
here's the thing, though, real talk. Here's the thing, though. The Rockets just not equipped with some of the guys that they have running the pick and roll. Like Reed Shepherd is somebody that will try. He's not that good handling the ball and pick and roll because as soon as you get up into him, he's gonna turn his back to the sideline, and then that's where you're gonna drive him towards the sideline.
No, I'm saying Alfred handling the ball, and then Reed is coming up either setting like a slip. Or like Reed is setting the screen, and he's gonna slip out and pop. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because Alfred is obviously gonna handle the ball a lot for the Rockets. I mean,
but then the defense is gonna make Sengun make that skip pass. He sucks at that shit. Like he really sucks at it. So
because he doesn't process it, that's why. It's not because he can't pass.
I think he
throws
it too late.
He's seeing something else. That's the biggest problem. But my issue is, and Jordan, I know I'm an older dude. You'll lock me in the gym with a Min Thompson. I promise you, I'll get him a 15 foot. I'll get him a mid-range game. I promise you, I will.
He jumped too high not to have a mid-range shot.
Lock me in the gym with him, real talk.
Which y'all think he's just not in the gym?
I will get him a mid-range game.
I think he's working on the wrong shit.
That's the problem right there, Jordan. That's it right there. On the wrong he had a play last night that was in transition. This was in the middle of the third quarter. He makes a beeline right to the right elbow. And I'm like, and he had the ball in his weak hand. I'm like, that's a shot. That is a shot. That right there.
He jumped too high not to have a mid-range shot, bro.
That kind of stuff is what keeps defenses honest. And that completely changes defenses. When you able to stop and pop like that in transition at 6'7", 6'8", and be that good, that makes that completely changes the dynamic, 1, of your team offense, 2, your offense, and 3, the other team's defense. They can't play you like they was playing you before. I'm thinking, lock me in the gym with this dude. I promise you, by next opening training camp, he'll have a mid-range.
It ain't even that too. His handle sucks. Like his handle. That's why he play at a pace that's a little bit too fast for him. Like he's too tall to be playing that fast, and he's too athletic to play as fast as he do. If he had a better handle and it was much tighter, he'd be able to get to that mid-range shot a lot. I noticed when he shoots a lot of jump shots, it's something about, and I know some guy, Ox probably would know, when you bounce the ball and it comes straight up to your pocket, you're able to get a clean mid-range look off.
Mm-hmm.
He don't do that. Like when he shoot it, it's like he catching it, and it's like the ball's not coming up cleanly to him, and so he gotta shoot the ball like without it in his pocket. It's hard to explain. I could explain it to him.
No, I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying, Jordan. So my rebuttal to that is it because he ain't sure what he knows, what he wants to do? Because I see him dribble. I see him dribble in transition. I see him dribble in the half court. I see him getting downhill. Guys who are more decisive about what they want to do. Cade Cunningham is a prime example of that. It's not a lot of extracurricular stuff with Cade. Cade
good handle
between
though.
the legs,
Real good
and
handle.
get down because he knows what he wants to do though. That's why I feel like he's not sure what he's supposed to be doing. You and me had this conversation, Jordan, about him running in front of the ball. Remember that time I said he ended up turning the ball over because he plays too fast? Because I don't think he knows exactly what he wants to do. I think he do. I don't think he's equipped with the handle to do it. I think he does. Like a man's processing is not the problem. I think his skill set is the problem. Like the handle, jump shot, the touch. He knows how to pass the ball the right way. He just doesn't have the skill set like that you would need for him to do it. That's literally it for me.
I also think that's one of the problem with the mid-range. It's one, he hasn't historically been a good shooter on the other things, like free-point and free throws. His free throw shooting is up this year, but like in today's in this year he's up at 78. So it's gotten better. Year. It's gotten better, but I think one of the things with him, like. If you want, I think the Rockets is probably, they know, okay, he needs to develop some kind of shot, but like giving a Thompson mid-range shots in today's NBA is not, like, he's not, like, also if you're saying with the handle, like, one of the reasons Shea is so good in the mid-range is because he's so in control with his handle that he can, like, he knows
what he wants to do. That's why.
He's not rushing himself
it's a difference between, like, because a man doesn't even have to play through all that much traffic to get to a mid-range shot because of how teams are defending. The way that teams are defending him anyway. The weird thing for Amin Thompson for me is, and I'm still on the Amin train. I know Jordan may not be there anymore, but he shows like these encouraging signs with his shooting and his touch. Right. Last year, I just looked at it. 10 to 16 feet. Amin Thompson was 48.8%, damn near 49%. Right, and then this year he makes this tremendous leap as a free throw shooter, like 10% plus.
Skill set is there, real talk.
Right, so I do think eventually, I think Amin Thompson could be an okay mid-range paint area scorer.
What's the numbers for the free throw? Like he went from what to what?
I think he's up to almost 80%.
He went from
3 to 78.
Yeah, almost 80%.
What was it? What 78? 68
free throw.
68 to 78, basically.
Oh, he's almost 80% from the strike. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think there's still hope there for him. I don't think he'll ever be like he's definitely not ever going to be a 3-point shooter. Like that's definitely not in the works. But if Amin Thompson can just be good in the paint area, that just increases his value as a player.
Derrick Rose wasn't a good 3-point shooter, but he was so good in that paint.
It's the panel. Religion get built on cam. Where the check throw smoke and the hoes go ham. You ain't never seen hoops all hit the raw. Every take got weight, every night we drop. This that barbershop. Courtside, worldwide tone. Welcome to the only show that really feel like numbers jumping like the score.